Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph. Come on in, pour yourself a drink, and join us out on the deck as we inspire, encourage, and empower one another to live authentic, audacious, above-only lives. It's all right here at the Beach House. Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph.
Hello.
She's here. I'm here. You're here.
I know. We're
Hanging out at the beach, hanging out on the couch, listening to the ocean.
Are we?
Oh, yeah.
I thought we were in Texas.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll just get
subliminally
we're
the virtual ocean
beach.
of Texas. You know, we have some oceans here in Texas. They're not great, but you know, they're here.
They are?
They're here.
All right, because I just saw some rain.
It was close enough.
With heat on it. It was like hot and then it rained, and I'm like,
how did this even
what's
happen?
happening right now?
How is this even happening? It's hot outside and it's raining.
I don't even know.
This is Texas, baby. It's Texas.
Yes.
So yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about one of my girl Mary J. Blige's songs. No. No more drama.
Oh my God. Yes. That was a decision to make.
That was a decision. It is a quality decision, as they say, to decide I want to release the drama in my life. Mm-hmm. Drama is associated with stress.
Yes, and non-peace.
Non-peace. So how many ways can we say it? Stressed out life, non-peace, no joy.
Yeah.
Chaos everywhere, anxiety. Those are all the things that come with drama.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway to the enemy. That's one of the enemy's gateways.
It is.
Right there.
It is.
Yeah.
Drama produces stress.
Destroy. Yeah. Yeah.
And thankfully, you know, as we have come along, science has really worked and shown just the effects that stress has on the body.
Right.
And it's kind of like, you know, remember how when we were growing up, everybody smoked cigarettes?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they started seeing how cigarettes affect the lungs and the brain and the heart and all this stuff. And they're showing all these pictures and everything.
They
like,
killed you.
Yeah, after all these people died. Right. Then they're showing all this stuff about, look at this is smoking, what it does to the lungs. Yes. And they're all black and everything. And so we're in a place right now where we're seeing the same thing with stress.
Right.
It's like, look at what it does. It causes heart attacks. It causes strokes. It causes high blood pressure. It causes cancer. It's like, you know, one of those infomercials where you take the medication, it says, no, it could cause, and the list is like, goes on forever.
You're like, yeah, let me take that.
It's like, do I want to take that? Right. I don't think so.
But what's amazing is after the pandemic, I think the best thing that came out of that was that the self-care situation came strong.
Recognizing that, dang, man, my life had a lot of baggage on it.
It did. And like for me, going through the pandemic, like I said, I was working at the university. So even though the students were home, the university still works.
You were still working.
Right? Because now they're at home doing whatever they have to do, right? And so I'm watching this huge campus that has like all these kids on it, and you're trying, like Disneyland, you're trying to get through the crowds.
Yeah.
To literally like in a day, like the Holocaust came. I mean, it was just like, it was just nothing. No cars, no students, no nothing. And you're watching this, right? So then you're watching the grass. It's not getting cut. You're watching weeds come out of the cement. You're watching like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I'm having to go to work seeing this happening.
Day after day.
And then the school was in like tremendous debt. So I'm going through that, and I'm also going through the school's debt, right? And so I'm trying to figure out, why do I feel like throwing up in the parking lot when I'm driving to here? There's just I want to throw up. It's just so much, right? And the Lord's like, because this is like going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Because you are dealing with somebody else's lack
With their mess.
of their mess. And it's the same effect, right? And the stress level was just like, I didn't even know that I had stress.
Yeah. What it is it's like it's a corrosion.
Yeah, you don't know it's there. It just
It's
sneaks.
it's slowly seeping in
Like
like
mildew.
a little gas leak.
like mildew.
Little gas leak.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, all this stuff is going on in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Migraines,
Yeah.
ulcers,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff
You're like,
going
why do
on, and you're like,
why do I
what
feel
is
like
happening?
this? Isn't that heavy? There's that
It's very heavy.
there's that heaviness that you're just like, oh God.
I remember, my husband, before he was diagnosed, he's a school teacher, and they had gone through like a couple of principals, and it was so bad at that place. There were teachers that were just literally walking the halls in tears and just walking off the job because the management was so terrible. And he's going through that, and I'm checking in with him. How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, it's rough over here. He's dealing with all the stomach pain. He doesn't want to go in and everything because it's
Well, you probably
just
can't even
so
get the time off
heavy.
to go in,
No,
right?
you can't take any time off.
There's no time off.
You can't take any time off.
Right.
And it's like the stress and the heaviness was just so overwhelming in his work environment. And he goes to the doctor and he's got stage 4 cancer. So, and it's like, I can't even tell you how many of his coworkers there had issues,
Yeah.
ulcers and all kinds of heart issues, and just, it was crazy.
It will eat you from the inside out.
It is. It's from the inside out, and then by the time it manifests, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah, you're already, and by the time you know you have something, you're already in the
You're
symptoms.
already in it.
You're in it already.
You're in it deep.
Yeah, you're in it
You're
deep.
in it deep. And I remember, I don't even know how long this has been now because it's been so long, but I know it was one of those elections. And I remembered every time, because I used to watch the news all the time, watch the news every day, because you had to.
But
That's what they tell
we
you.
have to do it in school too.
That's what they tell you, that you have to watch
you
the
don't
news.
have to watch it.
If you don't watch the news, that means you don't care.
But I don't.
Well, don't you care? Because I'm like, now I don't watch the news. But I remembered when I watched the news, I'd feel my body heating up.
Ooh.
And it would come up from my stomach into my head. I could feel myself getting hot because I was
Wow.
so angry
Yeah.
at what I was hearing. And it wasn't too long. I went in and they told me that my blood pressure was
I
up.
remember you told me that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, my eyes.
That was like
'cause of
2000.
Your eyes, the pressure
yeah,
behind your
that
eyes.
was like, I
and
think it was
everything.
around 2011 or so, something like that, 2011, 12. And they put me on like a low dose because it was starting to get there. Put me on a low dose of medication. And I was like, I don't like the way this feels. I just felt so lethargic and just weird. And I said, I don't like this. And so I started doing research on how you can lower your blood pressure on your own. And so, again, it talked about stress.
Wow.
And so I recognized when I watch the news, the stupidity that comes from these people's mouths, and they're lying.
Yeah. You're like,
And
okay.
so I'm like, I can't handle the stupidity that's coming from these people's mouths. So I'm like, I need to stop watching this. And I remember I stopped watching the news and I just felt so light
Right.
because I did that every day. I watched the news and I felt just so heavy
Even
and
commercials.
angry. Yeah, the commercials, they got all the medications on it.
Yeah.
But
Is
so I
something
just,
wrong with me? And
I
nothing's wrong
felt
with
so
you.
light not watching the news. And then I started, changing my nutrition because I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And so I'm changing my nutrition. I'm exercising. I'm getting rid of all of the excess things that I don't need in my life. I go back to the doctor and I tell them this is what I've been doing. And they say, well, it's working. It's definitely working because your blood pressure is normal.
Wow.
And
nice.
thankfully, I had a doctor that believed in natural care.
Oh, good.
She wasn't trying to pump pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And so she said, well, if you keep doing, I'm going to give you a prescription, and you take it if you monitor it. And if it seems like it starts going higher again, then start taking the medication. And so I did that. I got a little machine and everything, and I monitored it at home.
Oh, dang, you were at machine point?
Well, I did the
No,
little
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to monitor it to
Right.
read my blood pressure. And, I just kept doing that. And she's like, if you don't need it, then don't take it.
Wow.
And I've been doing that ever since.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Because I'm like, I don't want to live on. And I remember we went somewhere with my aunt, and my mom and I and her and a friend, and she's like, Steph, you don't take no medication? And I said, no, I don't. And she's like, you don't have to take anything? Because, they're getting their little pills out and everything. And I'm like, no, I don't take anything. And she was like floored by that.
And then, what? That's crazy.
As you get older, you're supposed to have to take medications.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
So she was floored by the fact that I didn't take any.
Interesting.
But I recognized, and then after John passed, I'm like, oh, no. I'm not allowing this. I am not allowing this. And so I developed that no drama policy. If you are taking my piece, it's too much.
Yeah. My thing is, if it costs
my piece, it is too expensive.
Yes.
Because that's my lifeline.
Yes.
The Bible tells us that, out of the issues of, what is it? Out of the issues of your heart flow the issues of life, or something like that.
And peace comes from your Creator.
Yeah.
That's one of those gifts.
Yeah.
Right.
But you have to accept the gift.
Well, yeah. And not only do you have to accept it, you have to learn. People think, oh, I accept it. Yeah, that's all I have to do. No.
Now you got to protect it.
There's
you got to guard it.
That goes in with that.
Yeah.
Because you have to totally retrain the way you go about your life.
Be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
Rewiring that to guard that precious
I
gift.
went on Amazon and I got me, because you and I, we do a thing where we do some goals, and then we also have a word for the year. That's our word. And so one of the years, our word was peace. So I went on to Amazon and I got a metal word plate that just says peace, and I put it over the door of my room.
Yep. Hanging over the doorpost.
Yeah, well, because I can see it every day, and that was my thing. Was just if anything, and then I started paying attention to my body, like you were saying,
how am I feeling
when it would rise up or whatever, because I really had to start paying attention to that rise.
Yes.
Right, and so I knew, okay, if my body gets anywhere close to this point right here, then I have
something's got to shift.
Yeah, I have to start changing it up. So I started walking at work, eating my lunch literally alone. I found different spots around the school.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I told John to do.
Girl, I'm just I don't want.
That's one of the things I told John to do, because if you're in a company and there's a lunch area where there's gossiping going on, where there's, friction between people, where there's people, bashing each other, you got to get out of that environment.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to pull yourself away. So I would find all these little
because it's all around
spots.
us.
Yeah. And there's spots. There's somewhere, wherever you work, there's somewhere where you can just go.
Even if it's in your car.
Hey, really.
Even if it's in your car.
Yeah, and another thing I did too for me at work, I don't know if you can do this, but, I used that when we had the Bluetooth, the thingy, the big one, right?
Put some headphones in.
I always had that in my ear, and I literally had jazz playing in there. My boss didn't know. They just said, because one of my venues that I oversaw was outside.
Yeah.
So let's say I had a student that was going to call off, then they can text me and because I'm running around so much, it could beep in my ear and I can whatever. But for the real,
it's like, I'm doing
I had
my
jazz
thing.
on.
I'm doing my thing.
I did. And when we were in meetings, I had the jazz playing. Because when your boss walks out of a meeting and they're so stressed,
Yes.
or whatever, and everybody's walking out of your meeting like they're about to have a heart attack, that's like, and this was constant.
Yeah.
It was constant. And it was just like, this is not right. And so I had to find a happy medium
And you
for
might
myself.
be in that place where you can't control
You can't.
what's going on around you,
Right.
but you can control you.
Mm-hmm.
I can control my space. I may not be able to control what's going on around me with these other people.
Right.
They're going to do their thing, but I can control my space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I did. I had to. And then when I went home.
Because your life is on the line.
Your life is on the line because I didn't want to dude, this stuff will age you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The president, if you look at the
Yes.
president, that is.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
shoot.
showing
When
you
you
right
see
there.
when you see the president go into office, and then 4 years later, he don't look the same.
He don't look the same. And that, dude,
No, he don't look the
that's
same.
only 4 years.
Right, and the ones that do the 2 terms, whoo,
Oh, they're done. It's a done deal. It's a done deal.
they do not look
And
the
I was
same.
like, you know what? God said he gives us youth and life
and peace.
and peace all together, right?
He gives
And
you
I'm like,
that.
you know what? This is what he's given me as a gift, and I need to walk in that because I need to be here for my grandkids and my grandkids after that. And, hey,
And not only do
hopefully,
you
maybe
need
my
to
grandkids
be
after that.
here, but you need to be
Be
here
healthy.
well.
Yes.
It's like one thing to be here all jacked, laying in a bed, can't move.
Thank
But
you.
that's not how I want to be here.
I don't want to be here like that.
No, because he said I came to give you life and give it to you
Everlasting.
more abundantly.
Yes. Yes.
Rich.
Yep. Yep.
I gave you this to richly enjoy. So if I'm sick, if I am not in my right mind, that's not abundant. And I'm not enjoying it.
No.
So
I can't.
if that means I have to cut some people off,
That's something,
Then
and
that's
that's
kinda-
what you just said. That's a real. That's a
Cut some people
real.
off.
That's real.
and
That's
maybe,
real
you
right
know,
there.
they
And it might be just for a season.
Yeah, it might be
but
for a season, and it might be people that, you know, are in your life, like family members or whatever, but you don't have to give them all your time.
No.
Maybe I give you an allotted amount of time. You don't have to know that,
They don't have to know.
but maybe I don't stay on the phone with you for 30 minutes. Maybe I
Right.
stay on the phone with you
Right.
for 10 minutes.
Right. You really need to start paying. You got to pay attention.
Maybe I don't talk to
your
you
circle.
every day. Maybe I talk to you once a week.
Yeah. You have to pay. You have to pay attention to that circle, and that's a hard step for a lot of people because if you have big families or something like that,
You feel obligated.
you feel obligated, and two,
or
by
people that you've known
position-
forever.
Yeah, and by position in your family, maybe you're the matriarch or whatever, you know. But you have to make a decision for yourself. You can't be anything for them if you're not functioning.
Right.
Okay.
So that means sometimes you may have to choose not to answer the phone.
Right. Right. Just because the phone has their name on it, it doesn't mean you have to answer it at the time. And two, when we look at the phone and it rings, and if you're not feeling
Up to it.
seriously,
It is.
If you are like, okay, I don't want to be taken out of this piece, like I don't have it to give right now.
Yeah.
then
Recognizing
don't
that.
answer it.
Yeah. Recognizing that.
Recognize your limit.
My tank is not on full right now, so I can't give out. So the only thing that I'm going to do is be depleted, so I'm not going to pick up.
Right. And when you feel that, believe this, the enemy can jump in. So that is when you need to, remember we talk about reading your books, listening
to the podcast,
different
listening
podcasts,
to
stuff
YouTube
that's
channels, audiobooks.
Yes.
Fueling
That's
yourself
when you want
up.
to fuel yourself because Satan the enemy, he will jump in there, baby, and because there's a void.
Yeah.
There's a void there, right? And you don't have living water coming through. And you need living water coming through instead of stagnant water.
Not stagnant. And that's what happens when
Right.
you're dealing with drama. Your water is stagnant.
It's stagnant.
And it's starting to stink and smell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's one thing
And
I
there's
started
nothing
doing
refreshing
also.
in
Well, I started doing this a long time ago, but like when I'm reading and stuff and something jumps out that's really powerful to me, I will, because I paint. So I'll cut out a little piece of my watercolor paper or whatever, and I'll paint something on it, and then I'll write the saying on that, and I'll tape it up around that wherever I am, you know, someplace where I see it a lot.
Yeah.
To give me that inspiration. And I also will take a dry eraser marker or whatever that is, and I'll write, like when I'm listening to sermons and like I'm getting ready for work or whatever, I'm taking notes on my mirror. So that stuff is in my face.
Yeah.
And things that I need to see, like that you are powerful, that you're loved by God, and you know, peace right there, peace, you know, or whatever. I'm constantly feeding myself that positive reinforcement for myself, because it's not going to be around me. It's not going to come from the TV. It's not going to come from commercials. It's not going to come from anything that's coming in.
Now, those are things that drain, that
drain
pull
you.
from you.
Yeah. So you have to really take the time to.
So what you're saying is,
know yourself.
You got to work.
That's what I'm saying.
What you're saying is, you got to work.
That's what I'm saying. You got to work out like track practice.
You got to work that. You got to work that.
Like track practice.
Just like you go to the gym, you got to work peace. You got to work that muscle of peace.
Yeah. And look up the word. Look up that word. What does it mean?
Do I have that?
Yes.
Am I living in that?
You know what you can do too? You can go on the Bible app if you wanted to. That's on your phone, that you put on your phone. Maybe you have it on your phone. And put peace in there. And it will give you like devotionals for peace. To just stay at peace or whatever. But dude, do it for yourself.
Things that remind you to stay in peace.
Because it's
Take
not,
a walk.
It's
breathe.
going against the grain.
Yeah.
It's going against the grain, but it's something that has to happen, because health-wise, this is ridiculous.
It's already been proven. It's already been shown medically what this does to your body. It breaks your body down. It decays your body. It rots your body. So knowing that, you have a decision to make. Am I going to keep filtering everything through this life, or am I going to change and filter it out and bring in what I need?
Yeah.
That's a decision that you have to make, because stress and drama are all around us. It surrounds us like everywhere we
Like
go.
oxygen.
Yeah, it surrounds us. So you have to make a quality decision to remove it and lower it and guard yourself from it.
And another thing, while we're cutting out, you know, the show, but take the time to think about your body.
Listen to it.
Listen to your body, because you know what? Your body will tell you what you need to eat.
5 minutes.
And the body will tell you that, guess what? If you don't take care of this
good.
right now, we ain't going to the body store. This is it. This is all you get. And you're thinking, oh man, I'm probably going to die out at 60 maybe. And the Lord's like, yeah, your assignment's not over till 110, but I'm going to let you think that. And you're going to go all these years, and your body's just going to keep breaking down. Your mind is going to keep breaking down. And this is part of it. This is almost all of it. Because if this can be attacked,
Everything else
it's just like mildew. Going to run through your system. And so love on yourself. Practice healthy peace. Practice peace. You have to practice. It has to become, like we say, Steph, right? Healthy habit. Practice it. Start little. And start maybe even cutting your phone off, or not cutting it off. Maybe don't answer it half an hour after you get home from work. Maybe just don't. I don't know.
You can put a little timer on that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna kill you
It's not.
to turn the phone off for an hour.
No. Or to just put it on silent. Put it on the vibrate and
Not gonna
just
kill you.
put yourselves first. This is the time because we're about to enter into a season, guys. Stuff's gonna get crazy. You think stuff's crazy now? It's gonna get
It's
outrageous.
gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
And it's
so
written.
You gotta know how to
It's
you gotta know how to
written.
manage it.
It's written. It's not like it's a mystery. It's not like it's a shock. So stop walking around like it's a shock. But it's gonna hit. And if you don't know how to do your self-care, and you don't know how to just woo-saw yourself and to not get upset over the stupid stuff and let people take you out of your peace, that's up to you. You have to make this decision. And I know you can. We're here for you. We believe in you. You can do
We
it.
believe in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do it.
Thank
so
you
start
so
today. Start today. Don't wait. Don't
Thank you for this
procrastinate.
topic.
Start today. So,
Yeah.
as always, we love you guys.
Yes.
Like, share, pass us along to your friends.
Pass us along.
Pass us along to your friends.
Keep us in your pocket.
So we can invite everybody to the beach house. And we will see you on our next episode at the beach house.